Hi, my name is David Stubbs, and I'm a near-death other side expert. Lots of people ask me questions like, "Do my dead husband gonna remember I was his wife?" Or like my sister Vanessa asked me, "Is her son Justin going to remember that she was his mother? Would Justin remember him and our relationship and conversations, what we had on Earth?" She say, "I just want to know when she die and she get to heaven, will her son still see her as his mother?" And at the time, I'm just giving my opinion without thinking about my experience. Because the questions are coming back to back without time to think, and especially when you're in a room with hundreds of people, asking questions. Sometimes it get overwhelming. And and some of them things I sit back and remember. Like just now it popped up in my head. Maybe I gave Vanessa the wrong answer. Now here comes my opinion on it. When I died in 1986 in a police chase, I come out my body. The first thing I remember was my mom and daddy and girlfriend. Then I forgot about the girlfriend immediately because I saw Earth for what it was. Life was an illusion. Everything on Earth was temporary. It wasn't real. It wasn't the end result. Put it like that. Because I never felt alive until the day I died. And I remember my mama and daddy. But let me tell you, I ain't remember no earthly events. Not one earthly event. There was nobody famous. I was trying to remember a famous person on earth and there wasn't none. And that was that one example. Second example, when my mama died, she come visit me that same week. And she was worried about my daddy and my three oldest brothers. And she asked me to please forgive my father for all the wrong he had done upon me, as far as money and stopping me from getting jobs and just blocking me, period, from the time I was born up until my adulthood. He just anything good gonna happen to me. If he got his little hand in it, it ain't finna happen. He even cost me a job with the President of the United States of America that was going to make my life easier and make me an instant billionaire within 10 years. He stopped that because he blocked all the phone calls from the White House coming into our office. And I didn't find out until 6 months later when it was too late. And so I told my mama, yeah, I forgive him. I pick him up on weekend and spend a little time with him and check on him every other week. I told her that. But I told her I don't know about them other three boys. You know what I mean? I said, they older than me. And she said, well, just look out for me. If they need anything, just give it to them for me. And God will bless you. And she told the truth. Because every time I get one of them something, I get 10 times more. Like I gave my older brother $100 every other week, when he wasn't working. I received 10 times more. I give him 100. I look at my investments and all that kind of stuff. Next thing I know, I made $100 that month. You know, so my mama told the truth. Give them for me, and whatever you get, you'll get more. Like I got another brother, whenever he needs something from Amazon because he don't like using the debit card online, I never charge him. And that same week, or maybe 1 or 2 weeks later, whatever I spent on him, I get 10 times more. And I say, man, this thing pretty good. It's just like what Ted Bundy told me it was going to be. The more you give, the more you receive. God bless Dad. God, Dad, I love you. And that showed that they care. Even when they die, they worrying about us. And here come a good example. I met this African girl, and all of a sudden we started talking every day for 4 or 6 hours, just talking and talking and talking, like we were best friends, like we know each other our whole life, right? But the lady started visiting me. They take care of my babies. Please take care of my babies. Pay no attention to it. I ain't never seen this lady before, you know? Never seen her. So me and my girlfriend, we talking, and you know, in Africa, you got to meet the family, and I met her family. You know, we talk on Zoom. I met her mama. You know, we talk on Zoom. I can't understand what she was saying. My girl was translating, you know, most of the time, but I still can't understand it. I couldn't see her because I got cataracts and they were dark, you know, where they was. You know, so I didn't really see none of them, right? And thought none of it. I'm steady having these dreams with this lady. Now the lady come in my dream, and there were 3 little children, you know. I had a table of food, and I was just sitting down. That's just how much food I had. And I say, eat up, eat up. And the little children were eating. They were hungry. The 3 little boys were eating. Then there was a girl beside me, and I say, oh, you can have some too. She said, well, I'm good as long as they eat. I said, you need any money? You need anything you need, just let me know, baby. She said, no, I'm good as long as the little ones eat. So mama was sitting on the couch. She was like younger, but like a hippie. You know, she was just like we blacks did in the 70s and 60s, you know, the hippie thing going on there. She was talking, I don't remember what it's saying, but it also was another sister in the bike in the far distance just standing up, looking. You know, like she was shy and bashful in. And I'm like, you can come and get something to eat. You know, come on. And she never would move, she just stood up. You know, and I thought nothing about that dream, you know. Now to why the mama did, you know. The mama did. And these dreams started coming every week. I had one dream where I was in this big hotel and it hold all the dead souls in the world. And they waiting for judgment. After they get their judgment, they get on the elevator. Now this lady, she was the elevator controller. She controlled the elevator. When you get out of court or you get out of judgment, you go to the elevator, you go in. You don't know whether you're going up and down. Only the gatekeeper know, which was this lady. And I'm looking at her and she's just smiling and I say, man, is my time already? She say, no, silly, it's not your time, son. I just wanted to meet you. That was the end of the dream. So, my old lady mama died. And she posted a picture up, obituary. It was the lady in a dream. But where I got confused at, this lady was coming in my dream before she even died. Before me and my girlfriend even met. That was the lady from the dream. And I told my old lady, you know, hey man, That's the lady in my dreams. And my girlfriend said, well, what she say? She said, take care of her babies. I say, how many sisters you got? I say, because there were 2 in the dream. And she said, I got 3 more sisters, but the other one don't be around us that much. She not close with us 3 like we are close to each other. But we good now. She said we good, but she just left a little far away and she do her own thing, you know. I said, well, that's the lady in the dream. Then after that dream, I had 2 more, and they were strong, vivid dreams. And this lady would tell me, take care of my babies. Take care of my babies. So keep that in mind. Which made me come to the conclusion that yes, our loved ones care about us, even after they dead and gone. Yes, they still remember us. Because if they didn't remember us, why would this lady say, take care of my babies? Why would my mama say, take care of your father and your 3 brothers? So I hope I answered some of y'all questions. Yes, they remember who their husband was. Yes, they remember who their children was. Yes, they remember who their pet was. Yes, they remember way more than we even can imagine. Remember, they're not human no more. Even though they got superpowers, they have to get permission to interfere. But they can help you. But only if you ask them prayers. Remember, prayers work and prayers are powerful. And you can pray to God, you can pray to your angel, and you can pray to your ancestors, which are your dead loved ones. Thank you, and God bless.